Hello there, it's Slamtilt again, and I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on my version of Stern's Iron Man game, Iron Man Ultimate Pro version 1.01, which I'm about to release. So this is a complete overhaul of the Stern game. I use the Stern game as the base from which I constructed this monstrosity, this creature, which I don't know what the hell I would call this game now. It's just crazy. I mean, the original Stern fights back. This one beats the shit out of you. There's no doubt about that. So what I added to the game in a very early mod of this game, years and years ago, is a jukebox feature, so you can listen to some cool music while you're playing the game. So this is the original movie soundtrack. You can select AC/DC, Shoot to Kill, the game by Motorhead, Friends for Hire, Back in Black, all kinds. There's stuff in here by Queen, there's stuff in here by Metallica.
As you wish.
So you select with the arc reactor. There's an arc reactor on the lockdown bar, which is the action button, as they call it in the Stern games, which I had for this game, which is used to fire the arc reactor at certain points during the game. You can either use it to launch the ball, or you can use it to fire a beam of energy at Ironmonger when he's up. So let's get this game started. Oh, before we get started, let me just give you a quick scan of the playfield. So this is I've actually managed to upgrade the playfield artwork now to 4K by not doing a redraw so much as a cut and paste. So I added these new inserts in the center of the playfield, and the names for the characters are now all in the same font and much clearer than they were on the original. I've also added extra graphics here for Iron Man, making them a little bit more clearer. So these textures now run in 4K. And there's a strange graphic glitch here as well on my game. When I pull back here, that goes black. Alright when it goes forward, but it goes black when I pull back. And obviously I created a funky game room. Oh, I've got to fix these two machines as well. I'll have to get around to that at some point. And this photo thing here, where you can just change the pictures. You know, if you want to put your own pictures on there to customize your game room. Okay, back to the game. Right, so got a few credits in the machine, and let's go. So the basic rules of the Stern game are still in place. So this is very much still the Stern game, but there's so much more that I've added. Obviously it's had a complete sound overhaul.
Quite a nice shot. Be careful, sir.
And I seem to have found tons and tons of Jarvis stuff, which is on the original Stern ROM, which I put into the game, which doesn't feature in the real game. So there's a lot of unused Jarvis, which is now in this game. All of Jarvis's quotes, you know, from the actor Paul Bettany is in this game now. So this is a very, 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 very fast game. Super fast.
Nicely done, sir. Careful.
So I've got the ramps lit, so I'm going to start bogey mode because that's the first, probably most exciting one of the mini missions, if you like. The purpose of the game is just to complete all the characters. So the bogey mode is something which on the original Stern game is just a small feature where you just shoot the ramps to get extra points, but I actually extended it and made it into a much more fully featured mode. So let's get that started. So now you have to shoot the targets, shoot the ramps to avoid the missiles. It's just easier said than done. Just getting control of this ball is a nightmare. Blew it. Yeah, the purpose of that mode is to shoot the rams, and then they'll get a lock on you. The bogies will you'll be identified as a bogey by the pilots, and then they will fire missiles at you. And then you have a short period of time to hit a specific target to deploy flares or do advanced maneuvers to avoid the missiles. Very exciting. The next time you complete the ramps, you start a new mission, which is rescue the villagers or save the villagers, which, if you go on the original ROM, there is actually stuff for this mode, but that was never put in the real game. So I don't know why they didn't put save the villages in and tank battle and all these extra stuff, which is there's quotes on the ROM, but it's not actually in the real game. Okay, so Ironmonger is shooting the 3 spinners, so let's shoot the spinners.
Keep it up, sir.
Jarvis is fantastic in this game. He tells you exactly what to do. And if you dilly-dally, he starts getting on your case. Another thing I've improved as well is the Iron Man targets were stand-up targets on the real machine. On this version, they're drop targets. Now, any game designer will tell you that they always prefer to put drop targets in a pinball game rather than stand-up targets. Stand-up targets are a massive budget cut. Every time you see stand-up targets on a pinball machine, a real pinball machine, it's because they had to cut corners and save money. But drops are always the preferred option because they're just much more fun to hit. And another thing about drop targets is when they drop, there's a rubber behind them, so it exposes the rubber so the ball has lateral movement across the playfield rather than the traditional up and down sort of motion in the game. You really want a pinball game to go laterally as well, which gives a bit more variety, a bit more excitement to the game. So that was the worst game ever. I was talking too much, not really concentrating, so let's try that again, shall we? So I'm not going to use any licensed music because I'll get into trouble. So
heads-up display.
The game starts differently as well depending on which piece of music you choose. Well, if you play a song, it plays differently. If you play the music soundtrack, you get that introduction. So if you complete all the drop targets, you start Iron Man scoring, which when you lose the song tracks, it starts to play One Vision by Queen, which is just fantastic. And every bad guy in the game, every character has its own song as well. So obviously War Machine is War Machine by AC/DC. Whiplash is Whiplash by Motorhead. You know, they all have these great songs that play when their mode starts. And something else that you can do on Future Pinball that you can't do on the real machines, you can add lightning effects, the special effects that you see there, like the arc of lightning that caught the ball. So I'm just going to see if I can start Ironmonger. Let's see if I'm getting him up. It's quite easy, he comes up quite frequently in the game. Oh, there you go. I've accidentally started the music. So this YouTube video will be removed very quickly now, unfortunately. So let's see if I can hit the bloody spinners to get Ironmonger up. Come on, Ironmonger, let's go.
300,000.
Try the center one. I think I've changed the number of hits that's needed to make it a bit more difficult, make them pop up a little less frequently. Oh, I can hit the ramps all day, no problem with the ramps. Shit! That's what happens when you tilt. So Jarvis will also tell you the state of your power. It goes down and down and down with each ball. Eventually you'll run out of power and that's the end of the game. I just can't get Ironmonger started. Let's get him going, come on. No! Okay, I've only got one ball left. Let's do this. Now I'm on emergency backup power, that means I'm on the last ball. So Jarvis is looking after me. He's keeping an eye on all my settings and life what's names and thingamajigs. So Ironmonger, come on Ironmonger, let's go. And you do have to nudge this game like absolute crazy. I mean, you're just beating the shit out of this game to keep the ball in play. There you are, Ironmonger's lit now, so I can just hit it, and away we go. Looks like the Whiplash is going to start soon as well. Let's get Ironmonger going.
Or you will tilt, sir.
I know. Right, so this is Ironmonger.
The services are no longer required.
So this is just bash the hell out of him, but avoid the magnet in front of him. And when you get Monger spelt to a certain level, you can fire the arc reactor. Ah! So you can avoid the magnet. And try and hit him from the side.
No can do. No can do.
Stop hitting the magnet!
Defense systems activated, sir.
So, whoops. Bit of a computer glitch there. What happens there is when the ball drains for the first time down the middle, you get the ball back. It's backup defense system that Jarvis activates. I think I can activate the arc reactor now.
Repulsor offline.
No, not yet.
Ironmonger multi-ball is
Now I
ready,
can.
sir. Repulsor offline.
No, I can't. I've changed the qualifying for the arc reactor. Check that in the rules.
Completed.
Oh well. Still did the game, but I got the highest score. So I did a clip for the Avengers. So the LCD screen there is added to the back wall, which is in the player's view. They don't have to keep looking up at the back glass. I took the LCD off the back glass because it was just too distracting. And so my name, Ace, of course.
I'm the best.
And that's it. That's Iron Man Ultimate Pro, which is about to be released on my website. And it's an absolute blast. Absolutely amazing game. Loved working on this, and it's something I started working on way back in 2011. So I put a lot of time into this. One of the best games you'll play on Future Pinball.